So we got a small rover here, remote control, and has a motor controller, a couple servos, wireless camera, and a Parallax Propeller Quickstart board, and a remote control module. And so you can you have different modes. This is a rover mode, basically slow. And then push two buttons, and I wish I could have used either these two or these two, but it wouldn't let me. This one module, I'm just gonna get another one, but push these two buttons, and now we are in fast mode. Push it again, and now we have the camera. And there it is. The whole thing was like 20 bucks or something, or maybe like 30. So I'll make a bigger one and make a oh, here's the code. Let's see the code. Alright, so here's the code, and so we have a simple tools and servo libraries, and we have X, Y, those are the servos, the servo variables. And T is, what's T? I don't even remember what T is. Oh, okay, T is a pause. It's for the light. Every time when the lights do that sequence, every time I change between different modes, there's like a sequence of the light that goes from side to side. It looks like whatever, that robot or whatever, or that car thing. But basically that's this sequence right here. Just turn the lights on. High, pause, then low, then pause, then hide the next one, pause. So that's that. So then we go to the first loop. In the first loop, six. What is that gonna know? Let me figure this out before. All right. So here's the first mode is where it's slow mode. Okay, so basically this is, if you want to know more details on how the DC motors work, check out another video that I have another video how to control DC motor. Check that one out. But basically we turn all the pins logic high, and we're sending a PWM pulse through another pin which is controlling the speed, and at that 7500, at that rate it basically moves slow. And then here's the decisions we make if from the remote. Is 4 pins, basically 4 buttons, 4 pins, and basically if this is the 2 buttons, if 15 and 12 equal 1, so if you push those 2 at the same time, then break out of the loop and go to the next one, which is the fast one. But if you only push, say, 14, then low 6, low that one, and that's either, it could be either left, right, or forward or backwards. I'm not sure what it is. It's one of those. And then oh yeah, so if 14 is 1 and 12 is 0, Just make sure you're not pushing the two buttons. And then same thing to go the other way, and then and this is probably the turn one side and then the other side, and then pause. There's a little pause there. So that's a loop, the slow loop. And then if you break out of that one by pushing the two buttons, you go into a light sequence again, same light sequence right here, and you get to the same, basically the same loop, only that the PWM this time is 20,000 compared to 7,500. So 20,000 goes a lot faster, and it's the same thing. So if you break, same thing, if you push those two buttons at the same time and break out of this loop, that will break you out of this loop again and go into the light sequence one more time, and then it goes into the servos. And basically same thing, if you want to break out of that one, it will be the same two buttons. But if you don't push that, if you push one button, right, if you push 14, then X, whatever X was, X or Y, the two axes, two servos. So if you push that button, then add 3 to X, and then servo angle pin 24 X. You know, so if you add 3, it's gonna keep adding towards one way. If you push the other button, it's gonna subtract 3, and it will go the other way. And then Y, same thing, just a different pin, the other servo. And then we just have, just so you can go over the limit, if X goes above 1799, then X equals 1799, meaning it will never go beyond 1799. Because if you do that, then it keeps adding up, and then when you're gonna go back, you run into a little problem, and it waits like a couple seconds before it begins to move. So that's what that is. And then the same thing towards the other direction, and the same thing with Y. Same thing. And 1 second pause, and that's it. If you break out of that one, then you go back to the first loop. Go back to the light sequence, and then you go to slow, rover mode, and then fast. And that's it. Alright, see you later.